Welcome into another episode of Three Deep South. This is a college football podcast. Um, we had a somewhat interesting day yesterday. We're going to be reacting to the college football playoff first
Yeah.
round. Um, Friday was interesting, but really, there was parts of yesterday that I found really interesting. Like I thought Oregon played really bad.
Yeah,
Um,
I think they
yeah,
played good and then they I don't know. I mean, the whole thing is how are you looking at JMU? Like I know that they're not a good team. I'm not saying that, but are they more do they have a more physical presence than the only other G5 or the only other, non-power 5 team we watched yesterday, which was Tulane. And I would say that they probably are more physical at the line of scrimmage than Tulane is. Um, Now, I'm not saying that Oregon just looked great. I'm not even going to say I finished the game. I turned it
no,
off.
they did. I don't
Um,
know. I knew they were going to win, but I was like, man, this is just not impressive to me. I think Texas Tech is going to give them a lot of problems. Now that I
yeah,
want,
and yeah, and they very well could. I personally don't think so, just because my whole thing is, and the only reason I say this is because you kind of seen it off the first drive. Um, they scored quick, and then when they trotted out their field goal unit, they ran a trick field goal. They had no intentions of, or not field goal, extra point, whatever you want to call it. They ran a fake. They had no intentions of that field goal working. If it worked, great. If it doesn't, whatever. They don't care. It's not about let's get 8 points. It's about now what are they putting on film for Texas Tech? Now Texas Tech has to pay attention and go over that for however many minutes in each practice, which distracts them from going over offensively and defensively. Because I guarantee you, Oregon is not going to do anything like that for the rest of the playoffs. So what I'm saying to get to that point, and I'm not diminishing anything what you're saying. Like Oregon didn't look the greatest yesterday, but how much of that goes into trying to keep things close to the chest because you're playing JMU? You don't have to come in and just look the greatest. But you're right. I didn't think they looked the best either.
I think Ole Miss, but I think Tulane and JMU were similar. I think Ole
Yeah.
Miss didn't really play like the craziest game plan either, and they
No.
thoroughly controlled the game. And there was just times where JMU busted plays, and that's
Yeah.
gonna happen, I guess. But it just, I don't know. It was very discouraging to see that. But I didn't even really want to react to the game. I was just, I mean, that's just, it was just weird. It was just a weird game. Dante Moore did have a good game, though. I will say I was very impressed with
Yeah.
Dante
Dante
Moore.
Moore's. Yeah, he's very good. Um,
Um,
and hey, I was right. I was right about the Ole Miss Tulane game. I
yeah,
said that I think Ole Miss was going to win, but it was going to be a closer game than what it was last time. And it was a closer game by 5 points, but it was a closer game.
they killed him. It was
That
bad,
yeah,
dude.
I did. It was very like these Power Five teams are not giving themselves any kind of help to say we still deserve to be in there. I guess JMU kind of brought it back a little bit, but that was all garbage time. Like
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean
look
they.
at the scores of the game, the Ole Miss game was closer than the JMU game in retrospect of who's
Yeah,
actually playing, you know. But yeah, it we got to get away from the whole Power Five thing. I don't want to talk about it just because everybody's talking about it around the country, and it's like we all know. Well, neither one of us want Power Five teams in unless it's like a crazy historical season. But
G5,
I mean,
G5.
yeah, G5. Sorry,
We want
yeah,
power. We do want power
yeah.
teams in.
So
Uh,
we don't want those two spots being taken up by G5 teams. Unless it's like historical run or something like that, like whatever. But I mean, that's just me personally.
One more. There was okay. There was some interesting bowl outcomes that I do want to talk about. And some of these are probably because coaching changes, but
Yeah.
regardless, I was very impressed. Delaware first year in D1 or in FBS D1, they go and they win their bowl game, which is very impressive against Louisiana,
Yep.
against the Raging Cajuns. I thought that was very impressive. I didn't watch the game, but I saw that on Facebook yesterday as I didn't even realize that this game happened on Wednesday. uh, I had no idea, but yeah, they won. I was very impressed by that. Arkansas State. Did you see that in the Xbox Bowl they had Master Chief from Halo
I did
uh,
see that. Yeah,
at
it's
the
kind of
coin flip,
funny.
and then at the trophy presentation, they had one of those. I don't know if anyone. Obviously, I don't know if you pay attention to like social media. You know, the Xbox came out with like this handheld gaming device that's just
Yeah.
like a PC but handheld.
Yeah.
On the trophy they had one of those up there. Like it was, I don't know, it was just super
That
cool.
is cool. Like a lot of these bowl games, like of Xbox and like stuff like that. Like they do some cool shit.
And I think that's part of the charm of bowls that like
Yeah.
people just forget about is like, I don't know, like the Orange Bowl with the oranges, or the roses at the Rose Bowl, or the
Yeah.
Pop Tarts at the Pop Tart Bowl, or I mean now the Xbox
Yeah.
handheld and Master Chief at the
The
Xbox Bowl.
mayonnaise at the Duke's Mayo
Yeah,
Bowl. Like
like that's just stuff that I think we're forgetting about that make bowls fun outside of playoffs. Now, obviously, like the games might not be like the most interesting. Like I'm not gonna watch a 20-13 slugfest between Delaware and Louisiana on a Wednesday.
no.
I mean, I'm probably just not gonna do that.
Yeah. The
But
only time
it
I
is
really
fun.
watch them. Yeah. The only time I really watch them is if like I have nothing else to do, and like
Mhm.
it's like deep in the fourth quarter, and it's like 28-28, or like
Right.
35-35, because like okay, they're scoring. I'm not gonna watch like even to me the Miami Texas A&M game was super boring. Like it was fun to watch for me just because like we play the winner as Ohio State, but like it was not a very interesting, fun game to watch, and it wasn't even like either defenses were just doing crazy stuff, which we can
See, I
talk
was on
about
the
that.
opposite side of that spectrum. I thought it was the best game of the year, honestly. Like, I just thought it was
It
very
was just
compelling.
to me, the way that it seemed was Miami, especially, was like under the impression that they could just out athlete Texas A&M. That's the way it looked like to me. They weren't running any kind of really like crazy plays. They were trying to get Malachi Tony in space, which is a smart thing to do. But like, I don't know. I mean, it was a good game to watch, but I wouldn't say that like it was like fun, I guess you could say. There were certain aspects, like late in the game, it was fun to watch, but like going through the game, I was just like, ah, okay. Like it
I
was,
don't know.
I don't,
I was sitting there, I was watching it. I thought it was honestly, I thought Texas A&M should have won that game. I think Texas A&M didn't capitalize when they needed to, but
yeah,
Texas A&M, in my opinion, outplayed Miami. It just maybe it was the wind. Marcel Reed looked very bad at times. Like he would look great. He would make great throws. They would get first downs. They would move the ball. Their defense was making plays, but then Marcel Reed would like overthrow a guy on third down, and then they would have to get
yeah,
rid of it. Or
yeah,
I mean, it was just they got away from their run game. A&M just, I'm just going to say it now. A&M didn't deserve to be there. A&M, if they played anybody all year, besides, I mean, okay, they look good against Notre Dame. I don't think Notre Dame deserved to be there either. Um, but they just didn't deserve to be there. They couldn't make plays when it mattered. Maybe next year. They still got a young team. I mean,
yeah.
maybe
They're
next year
super
they'll be
young.
good.
It's just what shocked me is like Texas A&M's defense, and you can go through every game they've played. Texas A&M's defense is not a good defense. I was really
Best third down
surprised.
defense in the country.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that they held Miami to 10 points. I don't know if that's a thing where like Mike Elko is a defensive coach, so I don't know if they had a month to prepare and they did what they were supposed to do, or if Miami just isn't that good on offense, which they kind of are like a They have a decent run game. I wouldn't say that it's elite. Fletcher's a really good running back, but then like if you can kind of take away Malachi Tony, I think you might be okay against Miami. Now their defense is what worries you, with their defensive line mainly. I wouldn't say their secondary is good. Like Miami does have a good defense. That's the thing about Miami. Like their defense is actually pretty good.
I think it was just I don't know. I think it was a defensive slugfest. Really, I just think the win
It
had a lot
was,
to do with it.
yeah,
And it was
for
just
sure.
mistakes. It was a high stakes defensive slugfest, and it was one of those that I mean, they could have they both afforded to make a lot of mistakes in that game, and
Yeah,
then by the end of it, Texas A&M just made one more. But I mean, I'm just gonna say this: Mike Elko, why are we not running our quarterback on the goal line? Why are we not handing the ball off? At
yeah,
least trying to. I mean,
yeah. I don't know.
I understand you don't have any timeouts. You're running low on time. You've been able to run the ball the entire game. Why are you not just running? Why are you trusting Marcel Reed, who has overthrown players all day? This was one of his more inaccurate days that I've seen Texas A&M have, and Marcel Reed have. It's like one of his more inaccurate type of games. And then here we go. You're on the goal line. Why are we throwing him? Roll him out. Do something. Like get him to the boundary. Let him be able to decide to make a play. And I hate to be like judging a coach's call because I'm not a coach. So I don't, I
Yeah,
mean, just from a bystander, I didn't understand that. And
I don't.
I think if they score that, they have a great chance to win that game. I just don't know. It's just,
Yeah, they just didn't. I watched the whole game yesterday, and I did like I actually watched it. I was just saying like it was kind of a boring game to me, but I don't really remember Texas A&M running the ball that much.
I mean, it
Like
was Marcel Reed
like
running, and they would like run a 5 or 6 yard run, but they could run. They just didn't.
yeah, I remember Miami breaking some loose, but that's
Mhm.
kind of like that's why Arkansas scorched Texas A&M is because Texas A&M does not have a good defense. Like it just I mean, and like you said, it was probably low scoring a lot because there was a lot of missed field goals. They really couldn't push the ball down the field. Um, it was kind of just one of those type games. It was the second best game on of the weekend. I don't know if that's like some crazy statement. I'm sure we would have said that, coming into the weekend. But I mean, I enjoyed this weekend. I enjoyed Friday night and Saturday morning. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first 15 minutes of that Ole Miss game.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was
That was
funny. It was
about. I
fun to
mean, that was
watch.
about it.
And I will say this about the Ole, like, well, I will do a formal preview of that, but let's do the Alabama Oklahoma. Well, no, let's do Ole Miss Tulane first because Alabama Oklahoma. You're right. That is kind of
Yeah, that was the game.
the game. But Ole Miss, I mean, to be honest with you, what I was watching this game for was to see how does Ole Miss come out. I mean, you have
Yeah,
Lane Kiffin leaving, you have your whole offensive staff leaving. Some of these LSU guys are in the building, some of them are in Baton Rouge. There's speculation on if is Trinidad Chambliss transferring. I didn't think he could transfer, but there's speculation on that.
so they're
There's
trying to
speculation on
get
Devon
him.
Lacey
Yeah, so they're trying to get him a like
extra year of
yeah, like
eligibility,
an extra year. Yeah,
but I don't know. It's just that was all. I mean, it's just a lot of storylines going on around a team like. Let's face it, that's just an 11-1 team. Now they didn't play the toughest SEC schedule, but they played at Georgia, at Oklahoma. I mean, they beat the same Florida team that Texas lost to. I don't know if that's an impressive win, but they took care of business on that. They beat LSU. I mean, they had some decent wins. More importantly, they beat Oklahoma on the road, and they
yeah,
gave Georgia a hell of a game on the road. So it is a good football team, but they had all this stuff around them, and then you got this playoff team, or you got this playoff game, and I'm not gonna say that Ole Miss should have ever worried. I mean, obviously you got to prepare and you got to worry, but like I don't know if it was ever a situation that they were going to lose this game, obviously, but it was encouraging to see them come out and throttle Tulane the way I thought they should
Yeah.
and control the game. Like at point it was like 24-7 or 24-7, I think. And it was like, dang, this is kind of going slow. But then Tulane just couldn't do anything with Kawan Lacey or Trinidad Chambliss, and apparently Kawan Lacey tore something in his shoulder. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But it was just that's what you wanted to see. I mean, going forward, picking this Georgia Oklahoma or Georgia Ole Miss game going forward, it's going to be very interesting to kind of talk about now. If they would have won that game
Yeah.
24-14, it would be like, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought they played really good. They came out and they hit their scripted plays. And I'm not saying like, oh, that's an indictment on Ole Miss. Every college football program, when they come out on their first or second or third or however long it lasts, in this case it was Ole Miss, they had 2 drives of it because they scored super quick. You have scripted plays. You have plays you work on all week long, and you practice them. Some coaches get away from scripted plays early. Some coaches get away from scripted plays super late, but there's usually about 10 of them. If your 10 goes for 10 touchdowns, well, then you're running scripted plays all game. You could tell, to me, when Ole Miss ran out of their scripted plays. Obviously, they weren't big hitters. They weren't as well executed. But I'm with you. With all the distractions that were going on around that program, they still came out and they still pretty much did exactly what they did in week 4 against a Tulane team that's improved. Now, it was a little bit closer by 5 points, but it was a blowout. They got their starters out like they needed to. The good thing is you have 10 days to get Lacey back and, somewhat healthy, because I think they're going to have Keelan Lacey to beat Georgia. I would like for them to beat Georgia. I'm not going to guarantee that they'll beat Georgia. We'll kind of see how that goes, but that's where I was with the game. I think they played really well. Trinidad looked good. The whole team looked like they were interested and not checked out. And, what I worry about is the new head coach who's never been a head coach before. When he gets into situations where you have to think about using a timeout, you have to think about, do I kick it? Do I go for it? What do I do? Like, do I send an all-out blitz on 4th down? Like, that's what I'm worried about. I'm not really worried about him, like, managing a game that's kind of out of hand. I'm worried about, 17-17 with 6 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, and you're on your own 40-yard, or you're on their 40 to 35-yard line, and it's 4th and 3. Like, do you go for it or do you kick it?
It's a good question. Yeah, I think that's. I think you're right. We'll have to just wait and see. Now, Alabama, Oklahoma. I know we're kind of flying through these, but there's only really 4 games to talk about here. Alabama, Oklahoma. Now, I know everyone watched this game. If you're watching the podcast, even if you're watching it after the live stream, if you watched the podcast, you definitely watched this game. This was a game that Alabama, golly, they looked bad. They looked terrible.
Yeah.
Until it was 17-0. And then they looked like Alabama in October. It was like, whoa, what are we doing? I mean, they were hitting deep bombs. They were running the ball. I mean, the best they probably ran the ball all year. They stopped John Mateer. John Mateer also gifted them a little bit, but
yeah,
I mean, they did everything they were supposed to do after that. Scored 27 unanswered. I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, here's what I'm going to say. For all the Arkansas fans that think that they're the only program that goes through heartbreak, like that's what you call heartbreak. Like that is the definition of heartbreak. Your team is up 17-0 in the playoffs, win or lose, go home, advancing to the next round. 17-0. And at that point, you think Alabama looks atrocious because they did. They looked bad. Most of the time, a team doesn't just turn it around night to day like that. And Alabama did. I have a buddy that's an Oklahoma fan that went to that game. I feel super bad for him. I had to do a wellness check. I I mean, that was just crazy the way that they turned it around. The thing is it was a lot like they didn't outgain what they did when they played 4 weeks ago. Alabama had less yards. It's just they capitalized. Um, After what it seemed like to me is after their offensive coordinator played Oklahoma for about 5.5 quarters, they finally figured out Oklahoma's defense. And then that's when things started clicking. Because here's the thing, like they only played them like 5 weeks ago. It's not like, it's been longer than that. I mean, game wise, it's only been 5 games ago. So it's really not like it was that long ago that they played Oklahoma, and Oklahoma won that game. So they're like, hey, we stopped Alabama's offense. Let's keep the same style of defense. Let's not change anything. They didn't really change much. Alabama kind of capitalized on it. Alabama's defense, I don't know. I mean, is Oklahoma's offense that good? Probably not. So they looked better in the first half, and then they went back to the same old, same old. John Mateer kind of did what John Mateer had done all season long. It's just their defense couldn't keep them in that game.
And I think it's important to note that going into that game, whenever we gave keys to the game, we talked about the last 2 times Alabama had lost, they lost the turnover battle. And more importantly, whenever they played about a month ago, Alabama lost the turnover battle significantly and lost by 2 points. So whenever we were going into this game, we were talking about how if Alabama can flip that script, that's the only chance they got. They can't fumble the ball. Ty Simpson can't be throwing picks. They got to control that. If they can control anything, they have to be able to control that. Well, the flip script, and Oklahoma turned the ball over. Oklahoma had the key turnovers as the game went on, and Alabama won. And if you're paying attention to the bracket challenge, I'll read some information for y'all here.
I know I lost. I got all the games right except for one.
I don't know if anyone else has been monitoring this, but
I have not.
This is just important for me, I guess you could say. Number 1, which this could just be, whatever. There's 3 people tied for 1, but more importantly, one of the people that is tied for number 1, your boy Mason Dowell. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting going forward now. I don't know if Alabama can replicate that against Indiana. You can't get down 17-0. I mean, that's just going to be very important. You can't dig yourself a hole if you want any shot in that game because I don't imagine that this is going to be a 70-something game, but I could see it being a blowout. I mean, just to be honest with you, I mean, Alabama hasn't got blown out since week 1, but obviously the chances are there with an Indiana team that's blown out a lot of people. But I do think it's a situation that they could maybe just keep it close, drag it down to the fourth quarter and win, but it's got to be that type of game. It can't be. You're not going to out score them, I don't think, like by just bombing and bombing and bombing. Also, if you watch the game, like everybody, can you comment under this? And Justin, I want your opinion. Was that field goal by Oklahoma? Did that go in?
I don't know. I want to say it did, but like
there was one angle I was like, "Oh, that's in." Why did they?
Yeah. I don't understand. Like a lot of the field goal rules, like I don't get them. Like I do understand them. Like if it's in, it's in. If it's out, it's out. But like you can't review that. There's no other camera angles to see if that ball went in. It's not like we're talking about like, oh, it's just 1 point. No, that's a field goal. Like
makes it a one-possession game.
Yeah, it makes it a one-possession game. Like it just doesn't. I don't know. It just did. Like I don't see why we don't have more of the looks. And like the thing is too, is I want ACC refs for the whole college football. We don't have another ACC team in, well besides Miami, but like after Miami gets beat, or maybe they don't, but after Miami gets beat, I want ACC all the way across the board. Because if there's a call, I want to know why they're making that call.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to not know that, and I think every conference should be like they have to do that because I think that's one of the coolest things that we got in college football this year was let's go to New York and listen to what they have to say.
Yeah, and I agree wholeheartedly. And if I'm a fan of a team, okay, so let's say I'm Georgia, and we are looking, and you're looking at what crew you got for this game. As long as they don't have a Big Ten logo next to their name, we're probably
1,000%.
fine with it.
1,000%.
They are golly. Every time I watch the Big Ten crew, they just baffle me.
They're
I don't
awful.
get it.
They're horrible. I'm glad we're not going to. Yeah, I'm glad we're not going to see them for the rest of the year.
I mean, they are atrociously bad. I mean, I don't know. I'm still seeing stuff on like Twitter or TikTok or Facebook that it's like, look at this missed hold from the Big Ten championship, or look at this. I mean, it's like, holy cow, how did and they're not like. It's not like, and I haven't even been seeing it from Ohio State fans. I've been seeing it just from like general people that is like, look how terrible this crew was, and it's bad.
I don't like pulling the whole like the ref screwed us out of that game because like if we would have just made plays, we would have been fine. But like, there's a lot. I would say the videos that I've seen, there's a lot more egregious holds on our defensive line than there was on their defensive line. Now, I know it goes both ways. It's in every game. But there was some where it's like, oh my gosh, that dude just got tackled. That's just like I seen a thing to where it was like, Miami, you need to thank the refs from the time you played Notre Dame in week 2 for being in the playoffs because, or maybe it's Texas Tech. Yeah, it's Texas A&M. Sorry. They did the same thing. They tackled one of their defensive linemen and like didn't even get a call on it. It was just
all Notre Dame had to do was kick a PAT. Stupid idiot.
That is true.
If you can't make a PAT, you don't deserve to be in the playoff. I'm just going to tell you
that. You're 1,000% right. Mason, so here's my question, and I figured like we haven't really talked about it yet just because like it's kind of a weird time of the season and you're busy and I'm busy and it's just kind of part of it. But I think it would be the best thing to do instead of like putting out a Facebook post or something like that. What do you think about our schedule for next week going live and like doing all that stuff? Do you want to just do a big show on that Sunday?
When are the playoff games played?
The playoff games are going to be Wednesday and Thursday. So if we just do a show on that Thursday, kind of like we did around Thanksgiving, because there are bowl games on that weekend, which we can react to some of them, but the main games are on the following Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, what we'll probably do is Sunday. We'll probably just do a big Sunday show, but we're definitely not doing it at 8:30 in the morning. We'll probably do it.
No, it's going to be a big one too because we'll have games that Saturday, like Georgia Tech BYU's a big game, Penn State Clemson's a big game, Virginia, Missouri, LSU, Houston, stuff like that. So we'll probably react.
Made a bowl.
Yeah, against each other. Hey, the tickets are $68.
Yeah, Yankees. They're going to be playing it in Yankee Stadium too. That's crazy.
What bowl is that?
The Go Bowling Military Bowl.
Oh heck yeah!
Dude, they got Bad Boy Mower still. I didn't realize that was still Snoop Dogg's Arizona Bowl.
Hell yeah!
North Texas and San Diego State. You got the.
Here's my question, Mason. So out of the bowl games, which are going to be, those games will happen after we do a show. So on the games that are on Saturday, December 27th, Friday, December 26th. Let's just do those two games. Like what game, you could do any bowl game from this season that we have that is not a college football playoff bowl game. which one are you like most excited that you're like, okay, I'm probably gonna sit down and watch that game? Do you have one?
Um, of those 2 days, or just in
And not
general?
just in general. I was gonna do those 2 days, but there's not really any on. So just like from Wednesday, December 31st is kind of when the main ones stop. Up.
Um, for a bunch of different reasons, I'm interested in a couple of these games, but the
I
one
am
that I'm
too.
really interested in, I guess you could say, is Michigan Texas, and not because
Yeah.
I think it's indicative of anything, but I want to see. I mean, what is Michigan gonna do? I mean, who are they rolling
Yeah.
out there?
I don't know.
I mean,
Are they gonna have assistants on the sidelines, or how does that
they
work?
haven't said anything. I don't know. Are they playing the game? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I have a few too. I'm anxious to see, and I'm ready to see Georgia Tech BYU. I think that'll be a fun game to watch. Um, there's some good ones. You have Tennessee, Illinois. I think that'll be a
Yeah.
good game. USC, TCU. I'm really interested to watch Iowa, Vanderbilt. I think that'll be a good game. You said Tennessee or Texas, Michigan. Um, Nebraska, Utah will be a good one. Um,
Is Dylan Raiola playing in that game?
no, I think his leg's been broke, but he
Oh,
is he is
transferring.
he is transferring. I heard he's going to Texas Tech. Makes sense.
I heard they're
And
not
then
interested.
yeah, probably not.
That's what they put
Uh,
out on Yahoo Sports.
and then LSU Houston. I'm anxious to see that game too. I think those are all going to be good games. Yeah, I wouldn't be interested in them either. I mean, you're going to get the Temu version of Patrick Mahomes pretty much, especially if he goes to Texas Tech. If he goes to Texas Tech, dude, I'm over it. I'll never watch another one of their games again. I don't know where he's going to go. Um, there's a
Probably.
lot of quarterbacks in the transfer portal already. If you're Arkansas, do you offer one, or are you kind of set and good with where you're at? Because you're going to have to pay a bag for. If you're going to go get one, you might as well go get one. Don't go get one just to say, "Oh, we got one." Like, go
Yeah,
get one. Go get Rocco Beck, which he's already going to Penn State. But like, you know what I mean? Like Sam Levitt or somebody like that.
yeah. From what I understand, KJ Jackson is like
He's
the guy,
legit.
I guess.
Yeah.
But it could be. I mean, it could be a situation that we don't actually know the full story. But I know that in Silverfield's main press conference, like the introductory, like the one that everybody was watching, KJ Jackson and Quincy Rhodes were both there, and they both were like, "Oh, we're coming back." They said it at the press conference. So I don't know if
Yeah.
that's indicative of who's going to start week one, but from the general like vibe of that, that's kind of what it was portraying, is that KJ Jackson's our starting quarterback week one. So
I
I don't
got
know.
you.
We might go get a backup. I mean,
Yeah.
we've done that before. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see. I think there's going to be a lot. There's a lot of teams that I'm going to be looking at this transfer portal season, and I want to see what they do. I'm anxious to see what South Florida does. That's probably the team that I'm going to be watching a lot of next year, um, because I think they're going to be the G5 team that probably makes it. Personally, I don't even know how good of a head coach Brian Hartline's going to be. I just think that we're going to have a lot of kids that leave Ohio State that haven't played, and they're going to be 5 and 4 star that are athletes out the galore, but they haven't broke the starting roster. Well, I can see a lot of them going to like a South Florida, which is really dangerous. But that's kind of the games that I'm interested in too. But yeah, I think that Sunday right after Christmas, which is the 28th, I think that's our best bet.
Hell, we
Because
can
there's
go
really,
live at noon if you want. I don't care.
yeah, we can do that. I don't think we're getting to that time of the season to where like there's really not anything going on like football wise. Um, but yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm completely fine with going live at that time, and then we'll figure something out too, because like we're gonna have 10 days in between each game, so like it's gonna be kind of funky there for a little bit.
Oh, we need to fix the calendar, but we're gonna leave 10 days in between every game.
Yeah.
Woo.
I don't mind the 10 days. I think it's the break in between the college football, the conference championships and bowl games.
I think it's that Army Navy gets their own week. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Hey, okay,
Yeah.
100 years ago that was a big game. Army and Navy don't matter anymore. I mean, come on.
No.
I respect the
Like,
troops. I respect everything that they are doing.
I think
This
they
is not
should.
about this is not about military service. This is about college football. Come on.
Yeah, I think they should move that game to Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So, okay, Mason, here's my thing that we'll just do this because we're only at 35 minutes. If you were the college commissioner tomorrow, you wake up, college football commissioner, Josh Pate's the commissioner right now. Let's just say he relinquishes his duty to Mason Dowell. It doesn't have, I'm not going to say one thing, but what are some things that you would change?
Okay, well, for one, this is how we're doing NIL. We're doing it. It's incentive based. It isn't. Walmart can't
Yeah.
give Arkansas $100 million. This is what we're doing. If you play for the SEC, you get a base salary. I don't know what the base salary is. I'm not even gonna speculate. As a freshman, I don't care if you're a 5-star, if you're a 1-star punter, you're getting this base salary for being an SEC scholarship football player. Okay, and let's say you stay on year 2, you get an increase, okay? But let's say in year 1, you make the all freshman team and your team wins the Pop Tart Bowl. You get bonuses based on those things, okay?
Yep.
Team success equals, financial whatever. Okay, that's the first thing. 2, we're not doing the early signing day no more. You get one signing day,
Yep.
and it can be January whatever, whenever the transfer portal opens. It can be around that time. Or it could be in December 1st. I don't care. But we can't have early signing day, late signing day, national. We can't do all that. One transfer portal is fine. I like that. And if I'm college football commissioner and I have all ruling power, we're not.
Yep.
The Big Ten doesn't have 20 teams. The SEC doesn't have 20 teams.
Yeah.
The Big East is coming back. I don't know. I mean, maybe not to the same extent, but I don't like California and whoever playing SMU on a conference. I don't like
Yeah.
that. We're changing that. We're going back to regional conferences if I'm the commissioner. And we're also making a TV deal that has nothing to do with ESPN and SEC or nothing to do with Big Ten, Fox, ACC, ESPN. We're not doing that. We're going to do kind of the collective bargaining agreement that the NFL does. So even though the Dallas Cowboys are in the NFC, they can play on Fox, they can play on CBS, they can play on NBC, they can play on, I don't know, but you can play on any slot. Now, that's not to say that, like, I like ESPN Network or SEC Network, that's fine. SEC Network's fine. If Kentucky, South Carolina needs to be available to watch for those Kentucky and South Carolina fans. But it doesn't have to be only on ESPN. Like the CW could pick that game up just to have a game. And we're making a college football streaming service. We're not having it be, well, you have to pay $40 for ESPN and $40 for Fox, and then you got to have an antenna for the CBS game. Well, we're not doing that. We're not doing that either. We're having a collective bargaining agreement, and we're having an ESPN or whatever streaming service where every game is available on that streaming service. I don't care if it's $80 a month, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Just whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with all of it. The collective bargaining agreement, the incentive-based, pay for play, I guess you could say, but it's not coming from the school. The one transfer portal, the one signing day class, all that, like completely, love all of it. The only thing that I would change probably is we're going to move everything up in the schedule. So like the Navy, the Army-Navy game is Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day weekend, they play on Sunday night. Like that's the only game on that because you have Monday off. So they play on Sunday night. You move everything up in between the playoffs and the regular season, you still have 2 weeks in there. That's when you sign all your high school recruits. So then you don't have teams worrying about things going on the road, trying to do this, trying to do that. You sign your high school recruits there. That's your only time to sign. So then people, because it is a big thing for kids to come in early, I guess you could say, and be able to practice bowl games and do stuff like that with their college football program. And then the playoff is going to be over on the 31st. We're going to go back to rotating the New Year's Six bowls with the national championship. One year it'll be the Rose Bowl. The next year it'll be the Cotton Bowl. The next year it'll be this. The next year it'll be that. And it's going to rotate around the the country. We're going to take one. We're going to add another bowl that's going to be in Indianapolis, just so then you don't have all the major bowls down south. If that makes sense, you'll have one up north. I mean, yeah. So, and that's just something like you wouldn't think about it because you don't. It's to me, it's just like or Georgia playing in the Peach Bowl. But anyways, I would do that.
Played one of those.
Yeah. So I would do that. I would move. I would create a bowl game and put it up in in Indianapolis. I think the main thing that I would do. I don't care that there are big conferences. And the only reason I say that is because as soon as I implement this, it's going to make more sense why I don't care. So that first week of college football, Memorial Day weekend, that Friday, Saturday, and you can have some games on Monday if you want. All conferences play the same amount of conference games, which they play 12 games total right now. So they play 9 conference games. So that leaves you 4 weeks to where you don't have a conference game. Week 1, which is going to be Memorial Day weekend, it's going to be all BS games. Every single game starting off in the season, it's going to be all BS games. Ohio State gets to play Arkansas State if they want to. Texas gets to play Delaware. All that's taken care of. Then you go to week 2 and week 3 and week 4. I'm going to use Texas for an example. They have to play a Big 12 team. They have to play a Big 10 team, and they have to play an ACC team. And they don't get to play like the last ranked team. Like they don't get to go out and play a Purdue. No. If you're ranked 5th in your conference, you have to play somebody from the 7th spot to the 3rd spot, somewhere around in that section. We have enough time in college football. We can plan it out a year in advance to kind of figure out what the schedule is. And then we're going to have a schedule release date. We're going to have a schedule release date, kind of like the NFL does. I think that's cool. I think it kind of gets people involved and talking and like stuff like that. And I know the SEC does it, but like I think you could capitalize on it more if it was across the country. You can let schools, book their first game because that's kind of you don't really have an option. But like you don't know your schedule until New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. So that's when I think it should come out. I think that'd be a cool thing to like kind of kick off the season. Like you figure out. So the national championship game is on the night of the 31st, and then schedules come out on the 1st of January. And you find out who you're playing, what out-of-conference games you're playing. And then you have the aspect of like, okay, this conference is this conference is this team has played this, and this. It shows you across the country of like, how strong teams are because they've played out-of-conference schedules. Like, okay, Ohio State is 2nd in the Big Ten. They might finish 1st in the Big Ten if they win out. Well, okay, then they got to go play the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd team in the ACC, the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd team in the Big 12, the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd team in the SEC. And then it's there. Win your games and you're in. Now, I think that would obviously be a little bit better if we had a 16-team playoff just because you are going to have some teams that might lose 1 or 2 of those games because you're playing an extremely tough schedule. But I think it gives more continuity to all of college football instead of just like, oh, well, this team hasn't really played anybody.
And another important thing on that would be Notre Dame would have to join a conference.
1,000%. Or they can just
If you're-
keep doing what they're doing and they just will fall off the face of the earth.
So we had a few people join late. If you go back and listen to the beginning stuff and the end stuff, make sure you catch that we're going live next week, Sunday at noon, I guess it would be. Yeah, so be prepared for that. We don't really have college football games. I mean, we have bowl games to talk about, but the bowl games kind of aren't the the biggest worry of mine to talk about. Those are kind of stick to your local people if you care about that.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. It was a good weekend for college football. I think the first round is a blessing in this whole charade that is TV deals and all that of the playoff. I really enjoy home field, home site playoff games. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. If you win the bracket challenge, we need you to like and subscribe and follow us. Obviously, if you don't have something, okay, then we'll give you a pass if you don't have Facebook for whatever reason, even though you're a grown person. But yeah,
well, most of the time they've seen the post there on Facebook,
right? But yeah, we need you to like and subscribe, follow us on whatever, and leave us some comments, guys. I want to start seeing some comments. I want to start seeing like, hey, Mason, you're an idiot. You picked, I don't know, you picked Miami to win, and Miami got their skull drug or something. Just
I picked Oklahoma. I picked Oklahoma to win for sure.
I fortunately was 100%. I did get a text. You'll never believe this. I thought I picked Alabama in the preview. I thought I did, but
you did. You did pick Alabama.
Well, I guess I made it really sound negative and like anti-Alabama. So I got a text that said, "Why did you pick Alabama in your bracket, but you crapped on Alabama the entire time of your podcast?"
Dang, people are holding you to the fire.
I was like, well, I was like, there's a lot to pick apart. I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's week. And since we will not see you before then, I want everyone to have a very Merry Christmas. Just remember what we're thankful for. Remember, the sacrifice and what Christmas is all about. But I want you to also enjoy it with your family. And I want you to really think about, like, as crazy as this world might be, we all have each other. This is all the same human experience. So just make sure, y'all are really appreciative of a lot of things this holiday season. But that's where I'm going to leave it. Is there anything you want to say, Justin?
That's pretty much it, man. Just appreciate what you got, because there's a lot of people that aren't as fortunate as you are. So just appreciate the people you're around and, who you're around them with. And it's the holidays, so don't walk around like Ebenezer Scrooge. Because, if you don't love Christmas, something's wrong with you. Go put the tree together, which all that should already be done. But, just enjoy what's going on, and kind of what I've noticed too is take time to slow down and enjoy like little things that are going on. Enjoy the day outside. Enjoy that it's warm or nice or ugly outside. Just find something to enjoy, because if you harp on the negative all the time, it's going to make you have a miserable life. Like next weekend, I think next Friday, the high here in Arkansas is like 76 degrees. Like, go do something. It's 76 degrees in December. Like, go play golf. Go outside and throw the football. Like, do something outside, because you don't know if you're going to be able to go outside for the rest of the month.
Right.
But that's pretty much it. Guys. Like and subscribe, really.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great